All right, we just had a bit of a technical problem here. Unfortunately, the microphone was somewhere else, and I realized that towards the end of the class. But anyways, so we're going to go through some of the exercises we've already done, and we're going to cover them up and cover it all real quickly in the best possible way. Okay, guys, so sorry about that, okay, here we go. So let's start with someone else. Let's start with Guilherme Prema, please. Can you start by reading the number one exercise that we just did just then?
So John doesn't drink coffee. He doesn't like it.
Right. And Guilherme, can you please tell us why you chose doesn't and not isn't or anything else?
I choose doesn't because in this um, sentence, I think it's something like he doesn't do at all. That's why I choose doesn't like instead of isn't drinking.
Perfect. So you're saying because it's a habit. It's his habit or a habit.
Fact.
Yeah, fact. Thank you. All right, perfect. Number two, okay. Johnny, can you please do number two?
He was playing tennis when he broke his wrist.
Right, and why did you choose that, João?
Because it was something that happened. Like,
It was something that happened in the past, and it was
still-
an action.
yeah.
It was an action that happened in the past. Okay, thank you. Number three, Iago, please.
Were there any letters today? No, the postman hasn't come yet.
Perfect. We have the yet there. All right, thank you. Number four, please, Felipe.
Number 4. You look really hot. Have you been running?
And that represents
Something that just happened.
something that has been happening, that started in the past, and it's still happening. Okay, very good. Next one, please, Marcos Vinicius.
Yeah. How long has Sarah been living in Germany? 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Every time we talk about time, a duration of time, we use for and not since. Next one, please, Danji.
When I arrived at the airport, the plane had already left.
Beautiful.
Let us see.
Let us see. All right, very good. Perfect. Next one, Rodolfo, please.
I used to live in a country, but I had no move to see for my new job.
Right, very good. And Rodolfo's pronunciation was perfect too. Rodolfo, what does used to represent for you?
Because he used to live that in the past. Is it?
Yeah, but when do we use used to? In what circumstance? In what context? Anybody?
In the past?
In the past, right?
Yeah.
Right. Johnny always has an answer in the past. Very good. But what does it represent in the past? When do you guys use?
Class that has already gone.
But when do you guys use used to when you speak English with someone? Oh, I used to. When do you use
Why
used
did I
to?
use
That's
to-
because you've been doing it for
Not
a
doing
while
it.
and stuff.
Like
Yeah.
Danji is getting close to it. It's as simple as this: a past habit. Repeat. It's a past habit. It's as simple as that. It's a past habit. I used to. I don't anymore. That's when you use. Okay. All right. Very good. Next one, please. Whose turn is it? Iko, you can go again, please. That
Number 8.
number 8. Yeah.
I'm feeling tired. I don't think I'm going out tonight. Sure.
Perfect. All right. There. We all agreed with that in the class before. Number 9, please, Joãozinho.
What do you think you will be doing this time next year?
Well, this is a very tricky one, isn't it? What do you think
This
you're
is
going?
certain, Like nothing that.
Yeah, that's me. What you are going to do. What are you doing this time? You're going to do is good too.
You're going to do is good too. What do you think you're going to do next year? What do you think you'll be doing next year? I have to say to you,
Isn't to do.
I think honestly, I would say A, B, and D.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I would do
Because
this.
what do you
Buy the-
think?
buy
It's not
the
like
books.
something that, like, you know, is sure.
Your doing is the most certain future.
Yeah. What do you think
Right.
you're doing?
What do you think you're doing next year? What do you think you're going to do is also acceptable? And what do you think you'll be doing next year? All these questions. I'm sure there's one here that's the best one.
She's not certain of what.
Exactly. That's exactly why I'm saying that all these questions are acceptable. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Okay.
Remember.
All right. Number 10, guys, please.
I couldn't be a doctor. I would hate it.
Very good. I couldn't. That's another way of using couldn't because there's a few possibilities, but this is one of the ways. It's saying that I just would not have the capacity to do it. Very good. And next one is 11. Leandro, yeah. Okay, we can do it. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, guys. Perfect.
I'll do it.
Oh, Danji.
I know, I'm reading it.
All right, guys. All right. Okay.
If
Thank
I were in Susie's positions, I might leave and get another job.
Wow. If I want to this position, I might leave. And get another job.
That'd be-
Wow. This is a good one. Hey, this is a very good one. Do you guys agree?
I put May.
Yeah,
Definitely
May.
wrong,
May.
but it's either
Yeah,
between A and B.
Must is
Yeah.
wrong 100%. Must is like
Must makes no sense. What is the difference between may and might?
Might is more something you could do, and then may is something you
Might's a bit more
must have to
casual,
do.
maybe.
I don't know.
All right. This is very
You
interesting.
should do. You know.
Whoa, that guy's working hard there. Felipe, you're all good. Focused. Felipe, and everyone else.
Go with might.
You go with mine. Perfect. Guys, you know what's interesting about grammar and doing grammar and like watching my friends doing grammar, you know what I like about? It's very humbling because we understand that we use these things and we don't know what they are.
Yeah.
We just use I just say it.
Sounds right.
I just say it and
In
every
our like native language, I think it's pretty much the same Portuguese. We know how to use, how to write and thing, but what's
Don't ask me
the
why.
rules for it? Oh, I forgot. I don't know.
Can I have a cup of tea?
So what answer is the right one here?
all right, guys. So
right.
all right, we stopped here. The past of may is might. So this could be the past of this, and we use may for probability. Are you going camping? I may. You're working tomorrow? I might. So a very small chance of it happening. Okay.
Might work tomorrow. Might not.
You might not work tomorrow. All right, guys. I'll give you another 5 minutes so you can do another 5 of these exercises.
Sorry, teacher, but in this sentence, then which one is the right?
Might would be the correct one. Thank you.
It's a form. It does. Pode ser a ação. Item word.
Yeah.
They need to word. Almost.
Okay. So next one is, can you please try it? Marcos Vinicius, Eco.
They didn't word. There really was no danger.
All right, so they needed. This is very British, posh English that you'll never hear anyone talking unless you're watching, I don't know, very old English movies. Because nowadays you're not gonna hear anyone saying it. Okay. Next one, please, Felipe.
You shouldn't read that letter. It's not addressed to you.
Okay. All right. What do you think? Agree, everyone? Yeah. When do we use should or shouldn't? When? When do we use should or shouldn't?
Something that you don't have to do.
You use should or shouldn't when you're giving someone advice. When you're giving someone
Okay,
advice.
that's good.
Okay. Rodolfo, next one, please.
Or if I see Sam, I will tell him to call you.
Very good, Rodolfo. And that's the contracted form of will. What's the pronunciation there? What's the ow? Very good. Yeah. Exactly. Very good. So it's a contraction of I will becomes I'll. Okay. Next one, please. Anyone? Iago?
If they had gone by car, it would have been a lot quicker. Now that I said a lot of things.
So you reckon it's A?
No, I said D.
D, right.
Is A. I put A and C.
A and C.
I think it's C now.
You think it's okay? All right. So okay, we're going from A, B, C, and D. Right. So anyone that's 100% sure of what they
D. But I was between A and D.
A and D,
C.
C,
A.
A,
A and C.
or A. Felipe's got the authority there. 100% right. If they had gone by car, if this is called a hypothesis. Do you guys know what a hypothesis is? Something that's not a reality. It's a possibility. A hypothesis. Okay. So yeah, had would be the best way of doing. The last one, which is have gone, is a present perfect. It's not the best one for this situation.
But
It doesn't make sense.
But gone is not a past as well.
Gone is the past participle, but it's a verb. It has nothing to do with what you should use. It's just a verb that can be used. That's the past participle. Gone, gone, and many others. Being, traveled. The third column of the verbs, as as we were talking about, there's a third verb of columns, and that's the past participle. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because you're using these verbs, you have to use the present perfect, which is the have. So you can use the past participle of the verbs, gone or whatever, with the present perfect, with the past perfect, with the past, with would, and many other possibilities. So the gone, what I'm saying is just a verb. Okay? Next one, please, guys.
Jane's passport was stolen.
Perfect, Johnny. Jane's passport was stolen. It's a past thing that happened and it's gone. Okay. Number 17. Rodolfo, please.
Where do you have your head cut?
Perfectly. And Rodolfo obviously knows about beauty more than anyone else. Yeah. Where do you have your hair cut? It's where do you cut your hair? You probably hear that sometimes, right? Where do you?
I'll go for A.
Yeah, but what is the most correct? That's the whole idea, okay? That is the whole idea. All right, next one, please, guys.
38?
18.
18.
Anne told me her mom was in hospital.
Perfect. Does anybody disagree? You can't disagree because it makes total sense, right? Sadmir. And told that. Told you cannot say told that. Told that who? Told that why do you need a that there? You don't. Okay. Do you know
Where does John live?
where does John live? Where lives John? Where does John live? Is and what do we think? A, B, or C? C. Wow. Okay. All right. So Dan, do you think it's A? Iago thinks it's C. You, Guilherme? Where lives John is very confusing.
But you already used the do in the beginning of the question.
Felipe, A as well?
A or C?
A or C.
Yeah,
All right.
When you use do, right?
What is the question here? Where John...
No, I think that's.
They want to know.
Hey, what's the question?
Where John
Where
lives.
John lives.
No, that's not the first question.
Do you know?
Do you know? That's the question. Right? Do you know? A new student for the class?
Yeah.
Just
Right.
just give us 3 minutes, please. We'll be there in a second. You're more than welcome. Hang around. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. All right, so that's exactly the question, guys. So do you know where John lives somewhere, right? We know John lives somewhere. So that's not the question. The question is, as you said, do you know? Do you know?
Yeah.
And this is confusing for us too, I think. See how much confusion it caused?
Yes.
And you know what I think? This is very basic English. Sometimes we want to know the present perfect, the past perfect, and we don't know simple stuff like this. You know what I mean? I'm talking about from a grammar and a studying point of view of how you speak a language. This is not like, oh, but if I say does, they will understand. They will find it strange because do you know where does John live? Sorry? Do you know where does John live? So there's two questions there, and what do you want to know? You want to know if I know, or you want to know where John lives? Do you know John lives somewhere? My question is, do you know?
Do in the beginning, you don't need to use.
That's the question. The question is, do you know?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Very good.
So
The
the
yeah.
right one is A.
A. Yeah.
I'll learn something new today.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we're here, man. I knew you guys were gonna profit from it as well, you know. So that's a free class here too. You know, you were paying me with your time, and I'm paying you back with my knowledge, a little bit of my knowledge. Okay. So next one, please.
Rick's been to China before, didn't he?
Look. So doesn't, has no. What is it? What do we think? Wow, Rodolfo, I felt the authority there and I liked it. That's exactly right. Why, Rodolfo? Very good. What is the, do you know the little S, the little comma on top? Called apostrophe. That is the contraction for has. So if you have has in the question, you have hasn't or has in the answer. Okay.
Isn't that like contraction?
It's a contraction for has.
No, I mean, he affirms he has been to China before, and then he asks.
This is called a tag.
confirmation.
This is called a tag question.
That one.
Called a tag
Or you
question.
say like Rick did go to China, didn't he?
That's did. That's
Yeah.
did. You're changing the verb. Yeah, very good. Alright. Então, na parada aqui, já que a cabeça chegou, a gente faz os últimos 5 minutos dessa aula e aí é mais uma aula. Beleza?